Welcome to the bronze match of the Meta Place season finale tournament. Baldr's Betrayal. $750 are on the line thanks to the massive $500 contribution from Flacco. Thank you, Flacco, very much. Now, this map is mega random. We don't know what's going on until we see it. Ulysses will be playing Oranos. That at least gives him the talent center locations.
Indeed. Left-hand side, we got Fushi from Insanity in the red. And since it is mega random, I don't know if you're going to reveal the map or not, but yeah, knowing where the TCs are, that's a pretty big deal. Because again, you never know if there's going to be water, if there's going to be fish, if there's going to be high hunt, no hunt, middle hunt, you know, etc. Tons of gold mines, none. Fushi against Oranos. I think the last time I saw this matchup was, I think it was Darth Revan against, I can't remember who he was against.
Surtok, I think.
Ah, that's right, yeah. And I'm not quite sure, I didn't quite develop like a solid opinion about this matchup, just, you know, after that one matchup. It seems like both gods can spam very well.
Yes.
I don't know. Well, I mean, you were casting that game actually. What's your opinion on the matchup after actually watching all of it?
I think Murmillo are a little bit tough for China, because you will end up having to make Chukunu,
Yeah.
which get then in part countered by the Terma, which then means you will have to make Scout Cav, but then they get catapulties. It's a really tough composition to fight in, and really what is in favor of China is the early game, where you get to do a good call to arms, do some heavy raiding in this early phase. But if Oranos gets big in the classical age, I think that's the spooky part. Fushi, of course, has great late game too, which they could get to. So we'll just have to see who wins at what stage of the game.
Indeed.
I think in the end it's fairly balanced though.
Yeah, I don't think it's I definitely don't think it's imbalanced. I think for Ulysses as the Oranos player, you definitely want to be careful with well, anybody playing against Fushi. Those immortals are serious business, the
Yes.
Chinese heroes. So if he gets opportunities to try and pick those off or whatever, that's going to be pretty darn crucial, because those immortals can attack both melee and ranged. They're scary, man. They're strong and scary.
Yeah, that's right. That's why Murmillo is such a good answer. I didn't mention Immortals, but yeah, the Immortals by themselves would take care of like Terma easy peasy, right? But because they have 6 track rating, Terma literally can't dodge.
Mm-hmm.
But Murmillo, they can't use their ranged attack against them, so they have to melee. They're not that great at that.
How does that actually work? I don't know if I've ever thought about that. When does an immortal use their melee attack versus range?
If you consult the description, it says whenever they think it's best. Sorry, I just had to. That description is the freaking worst. Anyway, the way it works is when you're targeting a ranged unit, they'll be using ranged attacks, with some exceptions. Like, they're gonna use their melee against the catapult, for example. But against most ranged myth units or archers, they'll be definitely using their ranged attack.
Okay. Well, okay. So if you're looking at a lot of this, well, if you look at this map, most of it is revealed by now. It's kind of like a watering hole. It's kind of like a watering hole with slightly different terrain. There's a pretty decent amount of hunt. Like if you see up on Insanity's side, he's got a big patch of Aurochs. Not quite as much seen for Ulysses, but pretty darn decent. So, what do you expect? Maybe, I suppose, just a lot of classical play from these guys?
Yep. Oh, Samu Kong. Oh, hold up. I did not expect this. So it's gonna be a Vor Academy and a stable. Those monkeys, they slap.
Oh, literally.
That's literally what they do. But the stun is so useful. You got all these mini shockwaves right in the middle of your army. They're fairly cheap as well. At only 100 food, it's a 15 favor. That's not easy. So I do wonder, will we see more of those? Also, the Great Journey God power speeds up units by 40%, which means that even your villagers can dodge arrows. So, if Ulysses comes too close, what Insanity will do is he clicks that God power and he freaking surrounds the Terma with villagers.
Villagers.
I'm not even kidding. That's what will happen. So yeah, Ulysses has to be careful. He's gonna want to do only, you know, skirting around the outside of the enemy base. Don't go too deep.
However, there is
But yeah, this map is watering hole. It looks like, Maiden. So there's nothing special about it. It's just watering hole.
Yeah, and you know, I think Watering Hole is one of interesting fight going on right here. Speaking of the Monkey King, not able to get his little stun on the hero units. Well, anyways, Watering Hole I think is one of Atlantean's weaker maps, just because there's so much hunt potentially and TCs and whatnot, resources for the other player to potentially wall off and take. Like you see that wall right by the Temple of Insanity, and a lot of resources are safe for him. Chuko knew, man.
Ooh, there's a slap.
There's a slap. How can he slap?
He's a bass player, that's why.
He's slap at the bass. Oh, I love that movie. Hey.
That's a lot of Chukanu coming out. I'm a little bit confused as to why that is, but I guess Insanity does need to spend a little bit of wood and gold. Only now spawning in the golds. They could have fattened this whole time. I guess he was saving them for the heroic age, but typically speaking, it's a pretty good choice to put them down in classical.
Yeah.
As soon as you advance. So yeah, here comes Ulysses.
Man, those Chuko Nu just get picked off so darn fast.
Absolutely. They're just like Toxodis, basically, but
yeah,
a little worse in some ways, better in others. They have more damage, but they're pretty much worse at everything else. Cost is more. What else? Range is less.
What did you say about
the
going
benefit
too
is
deep?
that you get to... Sorry, go on.
What did you say about going too deep in his base? Okay, he decides.
I don't think he'll activate Great Journey for this. Because he can still push it away, but yeah, if he really does dive deep, the villagers will just chase everything down. Right, so the advantage of making Chukanu is that you can get their upgrades together with the Halberdier upgrades. That's very nice to have for sure. And you don't need a separate building. So you can always decide to change what you're making.
Indeed. I'm a little surprised to see the Chuko Nu, but I guess... What is their range? Let's see, 14 range compared to, 12 range of Terma, so they do outrange the Terma quite a bit. And I suppose if you do have enough of a meat shield with those Scout Cav, maybe you can keep those Terma away from the Chuko Nu so they can't quite range them very well. Interesting fight.
Yeah, they're currently not even shooting them, and the Scout Cav wrapping around the Terma will take care of them. Easy peasy.
Nice.
By the way, the Monkey King has delivered 3 stun slaps this game already.
Nice.
That's some real nice value for a free unit.
There's another one. Nice little... I think this was... Yeah, that was a little bit of some missed micro from Ulysses, and that was a good fight for Insanity to take right there. Nice.
Yeah, I'm a fan. We got hand axe, pickaxe, and hunting dogs, of course, for Ulysses. On the other side, we've got pretty much the same, but also domestication. So the berry picking and the herdables are gonna be improved here.
Speaking of berries and herdables, those 5 goats that he got from the Year of the Goat, he already has a good amount of pigs. Insanity does. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, he's working on the pigs first.
But those goats...
The goats are still fattening.
Well, yeah, so those goats, that's going to make... Like, it's kind of a medium hunt watering hole, this map kind of is. So after he's done with those Aurochs up top, I think it's really nice that he has those goats. It's going to make his food transition really nice. Maybe even go heroic, age up really quickly. Go for TCs, I don't know. It's going to make his eco really nice compared to Ulysses.
I mean, look at this. The kill death is still in favor of insanity after all that. And now he's activating the speedy boys. They got the Nikes on. Oh man, those horses. 8 speed!
Holy crap.
It's like a pack of wolves.
Bzzz, flying around. I want to see some villagers move around too.
Yeah, just look at the wood gatherers. 5.32 speed. Amazing. He's gonna run down this entire army. There's no way out.
Man, you.
Although, I would really like Insanity to click ahead so that you can actually catch up.
It's gonna try and block him off. There we go. Man, look at those things just fly. Crazy.
Oh, the stun! On top of everything, as though he wasn't fast enough already.
Yeah. That stun was.
Whoa. I'm really surprised he's disengaging, but I guess he does want to get across the map while he has the buff active. Look how fast these are going. Might be able to actually pick off one of those citizens. Maybe not, but it's pretty close. The rest are on the way. Ulysses is in so much trouble today.
I think another shockwave might be warranted. He needs to. Well, he might lose Vils here, man. There's 3 citizens here. And only half of his army is there right now.
Is ready.
And he's...
Look at that stun slap again. This is so good. Okay, Monkey King finally gonna bite the dust. Never mind, he's got 6 hit points. Okay, there it is.
There he goes. Man, I want to see some more monkey play there. Like those stuns, it has like...
Yeah.
I don't know what the stun range is, but, you know, he was able to stun like 6, 7, 8 units right there, all of that were grouped together. So if you get a couple of monkeys, man, that's just like endless shockwaves almost. Holy crap.
I believe it's free range. We'll have to check. I'm actually gonna bring it up here. If it says it is free range, very nice. So it's the same as a Scorpion Man for reference.
Okay.
With the Sting, and we've got Jean-Cray coming in, so that's gonna mean that we're gonna have Uproot available as well as the Jiangxi. So that's gonna be a very nice myth unit to leech some health from enemies.
Well, okay.
And you can get super halberdiers.
I don't think he's interested in Halberdier. He's sticking with this man. Dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I agree with you. This is looking to me like a quick way to Mythic Age.
Yeah.
Getting in the wave.
What just happened? Insanity with some weird micro there. I feel like he definitely could have caught all those citizens. Kind of some awkward army control there, and there we go. There's Uproot. Well, I've usually...
This is gonna damage the buildings, but is it gonna kill anything?
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. How does Uproot fare against Atlantean buildings? Atlantean buildings aren't the strongest in the world. I've usually seen Uproot against Norse, and you'll see almost 10 houses just immediately disappear. How well does it fare against those Atlantean buildings?
Well, we can expect them to be heavily damaged, but without like a heavy halberdier force to punish right away, they're not gonna be taken down. However, when it comes to time to see our little wave from Ao Kuang, these buildings are gonna go surfing, you can bet.
15% up Mythic, that's true. Naka, you got some good meme game, dude. Kudos.
Wait, you haven't seen that DM game with Quetz where he on purpose used it on his own fire lancers and he surfed to the enemy and destroyed bases?
What?
I know.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, that's really happened. I'm so sorry.
That Jiangxi sounds so
The
cool.
Jiangxi is already dead.
It's already dead, but it sounds cool when he dies, so it's okay.
Yes. Scout calves still look basic to me. They're not medium upgraded even. I think that's such a sin. It's such a good unit when you get them upgraded a little bit. And, you know, medium cavalry not particularly expensive. You do benefit with the other counter units. Actually, Atlanteans have a problem with the Cataphract. So if you do get the Cataphracts highly upgraded, I'm not sure what Atlantean can do about them, really. They can kind of trade with Fanatics, even.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, Whoa, what?
Over there, it's just the army.
Is it gonna...
I mean, it's a start. Oh my god, it's gonna kill the town center almost. Holy.
Oh, that was close.
But he did kill his own scout cav.
Yeah, what do you think about that? What do you think about that god power usage? I'm a little skeptical.
Surfing.
Surfing. Right on.
Yeah, I think
bro.
he said he should play some DM games with Quetz. He'll show him. Oh, here comes the Azure Dragon, actually chaosed. That's a very nice use. So on this kind of map, actually, the Azure Dragons are really interesting because they can go over the water. They don't care about the terrain, right? That's their special thing. They can be amphibious, essentially. Well, they're flying, so just above ground.
I forgot about that. That's super cool. I guess there's not a ton of water to really cross here, but ooh.
No. On the far side there would be, but there's nothing there. Yeah. Well, nobody scouted it, at least. There might be a gold mine.
Well, okay, Naka, can I tell you something? I like that shockwave.
Oof. Very nice shockwave. And I really like the addition of Contarius. Now, this is going to cause a problem for our Chinese player. But then again, you know, you're in the Mythic Age. You can get out whatever unit you want. So, a bit of Cataphract, a little bit of Halberdier, and just continuing with the Chukunu would be just fine, I think.
Do you think it... Well, I was just going to say, I'm a little bit skeptical of Insanity. He still doesn't have a second TC. And, you know, he really hasn't, you know, put the nail in the coffin against Ulysses. So, I don't know. I think Ulysses maybe has an opportunity here. He might have a really nice timing with a Mythic God power as well. He's on 2 TCs, 26 villager citizens. I kind of think...
I tell you what.
Yeah.
You're right. Losing this army a second time...
Yeah.
Just like that is definitely very painful, and Ulysses behind this has 25 citizens.
Dude, yeah.
Where are the villagers for Insanity? He's on 41. What happened there?
Yeah, I guess he just spent a lot of time aging up. Maybe he was pop-capped with his army for a long time. I don't know, man, but yeah.
Yeah. Bit of both, I guess. Yeah. Ulysses does take this game 1 then. Very solid defense. He was looking like he was in trouble for a bit, but I think it was mostly because we were looking at a lot of military versus a lot of economy, so it's hard to hold, but once you do, you're in a great spot from there.
Yeah. I actually wonder how this game would have been different if he used Great Flood, just like what you said, on all those weak buildings to just decimate the base of Ulysses. I wonder how the game would have gone differently, because at that point in time he didn't have... Well, I guess eventually he took the second TC, but still... I don't know, I think that was a little bit of a misplay using Great Flood like that. It didn't seem worth it to kill like a third of an army.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the bronze matches game 2. Ulysses is going back to trusty old Zeus.
Indeed, and we see Insanity down there in the red with Set. Set's always going to be a good pick here on Oh, we just barely saw this. Ulysses against Tiger Boss. Set yes. Tiger Boss going Set and Ulysses going Zeus. And in that game, I mean, of course, Set's going to be a good pick on Marsh all the time because of all the animals you can convert. In that game, Ulysses got the bolt on the priest. Let's see if he can get it. Actually, it doesn't look like he's going for it if you look at his scout. Okay, maybe he...
He did go a little forward there, but not too far.
It's like he's not going...
Like he's still doing a circle around his base, right? So
yeah. Well, he's getting close. He's getting close. If he actually wants to look for it, he's getting close. That I.
Oh my goodness. Ah, he turned around. It's fine.
Well, okay. So Naka, I have a question for you.
Sup?
What is the possibility or probability that Insanity is gonna go Kopesh?
Look, he's an extended edition player, so if anyone has had the chance to practice this, it's Insanity. Ulysses does play more on Vubli even to this day, meaning he won't be very practiced against this. I'm sure he does train a little bit on EE, just for these tournaments, but the majority of events is still on Vubli. So I'm pretty sure that that's what he is practiced against.
Well, so having
Insanity should really break it out, especially knowing what the result of the other series was.
well, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. So, like for example, we saw Shadowfax was watching the quarterfinal between Insanity and what's his bucket, Shelby, and so he was watching Loki against Fushi. And anyway, so I wonder if Insanity was watching Ulysses against Tiger Boss in this exact matchup, and I wonder if he's gonna try to go for something similar. That might actually be a mistake in all sincerity, because yes, it worked one time against Ulysses, but I guess the question is whether or not Ulysses would quote unquote make the same mistake, almost back-to-back games. So that might actually be a mistake. He might, to go for the same thing. Maybe Ulysses kind of learned his lesson, would play it differently, etc. I don't know.
I think the 10 million IQ idea here is that actually Ulysses changes the plan up completely, and he goes for an Athena rush.
Oh!
Because this gold mine is actually a little bit exposed. He did see it. He did scout this. So he knows exactly where it is. He knows where the towers are. If he breaks through the temple area, that's open ground right there. Put a doctor behind it, and he can heal up the Odysseus and whatever else he brings.
I would love that so much. Are you kidding me? I would love that.
It'd be very entertaining, but Ulysses is kind of a Hermes guy, so I don't want to get everyone too hyped up right now and then disappointed, but we are about to see it. It's Hermes.
It's Hermes.
Sorry, everyone.
You're getting my hopes up. Oh.
We can check out relics, though. There's some that will make you happy. There's a Pygmalion statue, 40% villager hit points increase. Juicy. Bridle of a Pegasus. You guessed it, it's a Pegasus. Whoa, crazy. We got the Vegetai, which is Mythian cost reduction. And Harmonious Necklace, which is not a necklace, it's actually gold gather rate. Very deceiving. We're getting some boars.
Yeah, is he prepping a shift? There he goes, there's the shift.
Oh, hello there.
Instant reaction, we're probably gonna see a bull.
Oh,
really?
Very nice. The villagers fight back. They're too fierce, run for the tower.
Wow. So he shifts without heroes and only animals in the Wadjet, and there we go. That was a successful defense.
Very. Of course, Insanity is not gonna do nothing at home, right? So he's gonna get himself the second TC now. And the ball is in Ulysses' court. What's he gonna do? Centaur upgrade? No? He doesn't have favor. Hello there. Where favor?
He's doing nothing right now. What is he? He's going for a TC? No? He's sending...
Getting the Pegasus relic. Might be a TC grab.
Where that Vils are headed? Did he already pay for it? He doesn't have resources right now. Did he already pay for it if he is going for it?
I think that's what it was.
Okay.
He moved the gold villagers then. Yep. Alright.
Well,
he's not gonna... See, this is also a million IQ actually, because he changed up the strategy compared to the game against Tiger Boss a lot. He's grabbing the forward TC now. He's not allowing a 4-2 to happen anymore. And this way, he's hoping he can handle the Kopesh.
He learned his lesson, eh? Well, speaking of Kopesh, so he did get the Pygmalion statue relic. Ulysses did. So that gives his Vils extra HP. which means they're a lot
Hell yes.
tankier against the Khopesh.
Gonna be as tanky as the Khopesh, so they can fight.
Actually, having said that, what we saw Tiger Boss do with the Khopesh, he didn't even go for the Vils, he just went for the army, so maybe it doesn't matter. Nice raid here.
Ooh, a pick. There might be a second one. One of the villagers is fairly weak there. But the tower is close by. Probably nothing happening here. Idle time matters.
Yeah, good pick.
Never underestimate.
Bro, check the barracks. Oh, yeah.
Oh, juicy.
It's happening. Poor Ulysses.
Are you
dude.
ready? Here they come. Gonna be stable and archer range. Oh, he's showing his hands very early.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. The Pegasus sees him. Oh, that Pegasus was clutch! He pulls away the Vils before the Khopesh get there.
Now, one is still gonna get shanked to death. That's fine. Maybe she can make it to the tower. Hold up.
Oh.
Not like this.
Oh!
Not like this. Ooh. It's a murder.
Yeah, he showed his hand just a little bit early, I think. He maybe could have gotten a little bit more masked up and got a really nice raid in. He did get a Vil pick, some idle time, so you take what you can get, but yeah.
Yeah, imagine the same thing with like 8 of these things and then running ahead of the Vils. Instead of fighting, you get a surround. There's gonna be a lot more where they came from anyway.
For sure. I like...
But with Ulysses building compactly now, he's kind of more prepared than ever. And he's making the walls as well. So, you know, the man learns from his mistakes.
Plus the tower
Good to
upgrade.
see.
Plus the tower upgrade. I really like that.
He's got that too, nice.
They're not defending.
Yeah, man, if he gets crenellations, this is gonna be insane. It even helps the TCs.
Does crenellations... I mean, crenellations improves the track rating of towers, but it doesn't do bonus damage against Khopesh, right?
No. No, it's just the track.
I kind of think it should. What do you think about that? Because, I mean, it is supposed to, you know, defend against horses, raiding cavalry, raiding. Do you think it should maybe do bonus damage against Khopesh?
I actually really don't like the existence of crenellations because it makes an entire class of unit unavailable in the late game. I think that's stupid, but that's just my personal opinion. So
that's a non-answer, though. What about crenellations against?
I think it could if it was like a lower number in general, like, you know, 50%, not 100%, against all of it, like cavalry, you name it. I don't know, man. I think you can make 20 towers in this game. You barely have any population for military, and then the buildings just kind of dominate everything. Yeah, that's my 2 cents about AOM late game, really.
Fair enough.
I wish it was more unit heavy, that's all.
I agree. I agree, but I mean, since Khopesh do exist, well, you know, Ooh! Actually, shout out to the Metaplays forum. Everybody, actually, hang on, there might be a big raid coming in here. 2 big raids, potentially. 2 spots.
Ooh. Yeah, he can definitely see ahead. Oh, there's a little bit of a wall, though, so that can be passed through. Insanity does turn around. It's going to use this time to raid.
Well, okay, quick shout out to the Metaplays forum. If you guys are interested in suggesting ideas for AOM Retold, head over to the Metaplays forum. They have a whole voting system and everything over there. It's super sick, so quick shout out. Nice little raid. For both sides,
Yeah, a lot of people have already submitted their ideas, but not everybody, so
well,
go on to it.
Go vote for ideas at the very least. It's one thing to submit ideas, but you know the whole point is to get feedback and the opinion of the community. So that's where you don't necessarily need to submit an idea, but rather vote for the ideas. By the way,
Tell you what, we'll probably make a promo video for this. There's a lot of villagers going home for Insanity.
Yeah.
Going Nefties now. What were you gonna say?
Well, just that, yeah, there was 21 villagers headed. That was a huge raid for Ulysses. He didn't necessarily get Vil kills, but 21 villagers just walking across the map. That's a lot of idle time. That's a successful raid.
Yeah, and he himself is working his way up to the heroic age while he's grabbing the third TC. I'm sure there's gonna be more hunting, more gold gathering to be seen from Ulysses too. But you first have to deal with the ancestors. Are we gonna see a ceasefire to counter, I guess, the minions? We very well might.
Probably, especially since Ulysses has his forward TC, he doesn't need to try and sneak it with a with a ceasefire like we were talking about in the last game.
Yeah.
Honestly, Naka, I think Ulysses is looking great here. Like, if you look at the villager numbers, he's behind a little bit on Vill numbers, but it's, you know, it's not a huge big. Well, I guess it is almost 10. So he's...
Yeah, he can catch up though, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, both players have 3 TCs. There's gold mines that both players have, so... Ultimately, I think Insanity definitely has his work cut out for him. Zeus against Set late game, it's not the easiest thing for Set. So I think he's going to need to make sure he, you know, does kind of the standard stuff, wall up corners, try and deny trade routes, maybe get a nice timing with, you know, Horus or something like that on forward TC. But, you know, Ulysses is looking really solid here. And, yeah, I think that's a little bit scary for Insanity.
I think Ulysses just clicked up to heroic. That's right. So Apollo will be coming in. And there's the ancestors. That's gonna be a ceasefire.
Yep.
He just got really caught out there. So there's no heavy Kopesh.
Ha!
Where Kopesh?
What a mistake!
We're gonna have some spearman play instead, and I've seen leather frame shield on the way, so this might be building up to, like, you know, super spearman with Horus and all that. The Ptah upgrades not bad themselves, of course. Got chariots and layers of wall. Is this DM? What is this wall layering?
Oh. Oh. Well, dude, it's bronze. I mean, it's bronze match. You do what you gotta do, huh? Especially against Zeus late game, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah. I mean, Set is not in the best position to deal with Colossi and whatever, and if you do get all these walls up, you get a massive trade route for yourself. That could be, you know, Egyptian late game is not bad at all, and even if you're Set, you can still kind of do something. The Colossus will be difficult to deal with at maximum population plus caravans, but if you have enough buildings, if you have all the upgrades, you can kind of make something happen there. You still have Nephthys priests.
Especially with Mercs, you know, I mean, with a forward TC.
And Mercs.
If you see both of these TCs are pretty darn close. So you can easily Merc that forward TC of Ulysses.
Oh my god. Carpenters is already done for Insanity. That's not something you see very often.
Okay.
Chef Mine is in. No quarry though.
But he goes for Carpenters, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose, do we see fortified TCs? Mythic is Horus coming in for Insanity. Bottom left TC, fortified TCs coming in. I'd like to see a better market for Insanity over on that right side. I would definitely want to see him wall up that right side corner. That's probably the the better corner to have for a trade route for either player, both of the players. We could see something.
Yeah, Ulysses is just going with the Walmart option here.
Oh my god.
It's a bit of a matches market, but it's fine. It's fine. The difference isn't that big. Like, from here to the corner, we're talking about maybe 5 gold. It's acceptable.
Well, but on the left-hand side, however, there's all that water play. So if you wall up and have that right side corner safe and secure, it's a lot harder to harass that compared to that left side corner.
Yeah, you have the transport ship option, you have the trireme option, so a lot can bully those caravans for sure. Yeah. I really like these heavy spearmen coming out, by the way, to deal with the heavy hippicons. kind of getting it done. Very nice.
Well,
Oh, and we've got forward siege workshops. Whoa. Insanity is pushing hard, actually.
he actually, where those are positioned, he could actually push either on the main TC or the forward TC.
Woo! I'm sorry to interrupt you, but everybody's dead. This tornado is wrecking face.
Sorry to interrupt, but everybody's dead. Including
the
the
TC, apparently. Siege towers. Oh my dog.
Wow. I was about to ask you, do you save your tornado for the underworld, or do you just use it on the forward TC and go for map control and whatnot? I guess that answer is question. That question is answered right now. Wow.
Yeah, this is kind of reminiscent of the previous series that we watched between Ulysses and Tiger Boss, where now the Egyptian player has the population advantage, and suddenly they're gonna be having an easier time dealing with Colossus and the like. Spin to win on those villagers. And yeah, all those Toxolius having been deleted, Ulysses actually does literally not have the money to contest this right now.
Yeah, this is sketchy. Even though he does have Underworld as an option, he needs to play defense right now. Underworld is not going to bring him back into this game just yet. This is a nice little push.
Yeah, that's the thing. Underworld with what units? He doesn't have units.
Exactly.
They just got deleted. Those Hippicons are all toast.
Yeah. Check out the Spearman upgrades, dude. Oh, mama.
Ooh, here comes Spear on the horizon first. That's just the base stats, but once they get the greatest of 50 upgrade, that's when things really go bonkers. The Hippicon, you might as well delete your stables. Double bonus damage against Cav on these things. Man, they're too pop.
Dude, Horus barracks units are little devils, man. Oh my god.
Oh my dog.
Oh, he just calls it.
Insanity made it. This set play is really working out with the tornado push being just at the right time. Beautifully done.
Beautifully done, exactly. Man, what a timing. He even, like Ulysses, even had his Colossi coming out. He had a good timing mythic-wise and everything. He had his armory upgrades ready to start being researched with a bunch of armories, but Insanity just kind of beat him to the punch, so to speak.
So, this is going to the next game now. Game 3 is up, and we've got ourselves a bit of a mirror matchup. Ulysses, Kronos, blue.
Insanity, Kronos, red.
Nice. We need to get a robo voice for that one.
Well, you know, well, actually, we saw, this is so funny, Naka, we're actually, this series, this bronze match series, seems to be a little bit of a repeat of the semifinal of Ulysses against Tiger Boss. You know, we're seeing Set against Zeus on Marsh. Now we see Kronos on what's it called, on Mediterranean. However, the little difference here, Ulysses decides to go Kronos himself. Before he tried to go for Hades, there's a deconstruction, first decon. Oh, both players deconstructing. So he tried to go with Greek before, but I guess he changed his mind. He's just going straight up mirror match.
There was a question in the chat. What god is the best on Extended Edition? What's the best free gods? Oh, I think that's a really hard question actually, because I think this game is very map focused, right? Like you can't very reliably play Norse on Oasis, for example. But you can very reliably play Isis on Anatolia, but you can't really do that on most land maps, but you can still do that on Midgard. But you don't want to do it on Mediterranean because there the Greeks are dominating. So it's really like if you want to build an accurate tier list, you're gonna do it by map, not all together. I think doing a tier list for everything at once is just a meme. It has no bearing on reality.
Well, but having said that, Naka, like let's say just an average ladder what's it called? Ladder match.
Right.
Where you're just playing random map, you don't know what map you're getting. And so, you know, it's one thing in tournaments like this where you can pick your maps. I think that, like, it's almost like ladder play, average ladder play, that tier list would almost be different compared to tournaments.
I think so. I think so, because in an average ladder match, you would have to average the tier lists by map. So if you get the averages from everything, then you would end up with the overall tier list.
Sure.
And that would answer your question about ladder. That's how I would do it.
I don't know who asked that question, but that is a question for Boyd. Boyd seems obsessed with tier lists. It seems like he has like an annual tier list that he likes to make. I think he just likes making the little image thing. The like, what is it? S.
Does he make the templates? I think he might.
I think he does.
Well, there you go.
Having said that, Naka, just to you know, we don't need to belabor the point, but I would say that on Extended Edition, Ra is pretty dadgum strong. I mean, we've seen the power of Kopek.
We see him a lot.
You see a lot of Ra. Yep. I think Ra is pretty dadgum strong.
You see a lot of Ra, Uranus, Zeus, Kronos, and Loki. Set as well, Fushi. You can play any of these gods and you'll probably do fine. Which is the best among them all? I don't know. Honestly, at some point, if we have the budget, we're gonna work on some kind of exact match reporting for the tournaments so that we can gather stats and just answer with numbers rather than feelings.
Shut up. Are you serious? That little chuckle. Dude, that would be crazy awesome. I tried doing, last year I hosted a Fimbulwinter tournament and I tried doing manual stats and it was interesting.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's horrible. It's interesting to look at the stats, but at the same time, you know, it is horrible.
Because you need like enough data to not make it, you know, messy with just the preferences of the players that are happening to attend. So you do need several tournaments. And even there, I think we have the player preferences heavily highlighted. Even these MetaPlays tournaments, it's usually the same 30 people participating, so.
Very good point. Okay, that's enough about that. Let's get into this game. Big difference here. Three docs for Insanity versus 2 docs for Ulysses. A lot faster age up for Ulysses, however, so he's already got a little bit of an advantage on water.
He make boat. Insanity make boat too.
Lots of idle fishing ship time, which is nice.
Prometheans are going to be deleted to get some scouting info. Versus the undeleted Promethean from Ulysses.
We like to call that an adult Promethean versus the children.
Adult.
He's an adult Promethean. Thank Chuck for that one.
Yeah, I mean, offspring, not offspring, makes sense. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Ulysses is pressuring pretty hard here. Insanity trying to get what value he can out the docks. But here's the thing, you move the ships, they're not going to get hit by the dock. So, we're on garrison. The numbers are not aligning, really. Ulysses has 13 ships to 9. He can take the fight.
There we go. Let's see how his micro is. There's one of the docks that are shooting the Byreme of his on the bottom. So he's not quite far enough.
Oh, yeah, there is. You're right. That does help, but there is a deconstruct coming in, so you can dive a little deeper if he so chooses. However, the numbers are kind of starting to even out a little bit, with the dock helping so much. 12-8. Can Ulysses still cut ahead here? Almost got a pullback micro done, but ended up coming back into the fight. We got a counter deconstruct from Insanity and his speedy boys. Count is now 12-6. Ulysses is getting further and further ahead as time passes. Did he just do a better build under here?
I don't know. I'd have to look at the... I wasn't paying too much attention to the advance times. I'm not sure. Is it like economy upgrades? Does he have eco upgrades? Let me check. No, no eco upgrades for either.
Might be about walking efficiency or something extremely silly like that, just getting a little bit better of an advance time. I can check the timeline here. I guess for the Age 2, yeah, Ulysses advanced at 4:37, and Insanity advanced at 4 minutes plus. Sorry, 5 minutes plus.
Okay. That's really late, man. That's really late. You'd think that he would have gotten eco upgrades if he advances after 5 minutes. That's pretty darn late.
Especially for Kronos, right? It's acceptable for like Egyptian,
yeah,
but even they don't often want to do that.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, despite all that, he's hanging in there. I mean, looking at the ship numbers, it's 9-17 right now. So big favor in favor of Ulysses, but man.
Yeah, and the kill death is just getting a little bit brutal. Oops, sorry, I had it on loss. So that's 25-18. And with that, Insanity is gonna tap out. Ulysses now ahead in this series.
Okay, well, so, you know, fight fire with fire. It's one thing to play against Khopesh. It's one thing to play against Kronos on this map. Sometimes maybe you just need to fight fire with fire.
Yeah, that was as even of a playing ground as it gets. It's just ships against ships, man. You can't counter, you can't outmaneuver too much. It's just pullback micro. That's it. And concaves.
And apparently advance time as well. That
advanced times.
that makes a big difference as well. Well, okay.
You know, there's a lot of stuff going on with extended edition players where they don't really like playing the land map. So when they go into the lobby, they'll like select the land maps map set, and that's what they'll be playing. Of course, it's a different situation in matchmaking, but
sure.
But yeah, I've very often seen this. I'm not sure if Insanity is one of those people.
Well, I mean, you'd think that someone in, you know, the bronze match of a meta plays tournament would be able to handle water fairly well, and he did fine, for crying out loud. Like, Ulysses is his a previous champion, you know. So we shouldn't be too critical of him. But I mean, I think that was well played by Ulysses. Well played.
Yeah, but you see, he's not gonna pick a water map next. His preferences are very clearly land maps, I think.
Fair enough.
I don't know how much he practices though. Like, maybe that was just a small misstep somewhere with the hunt situation, maybe on the land. Like, you never know. Anyways, next up we've got Oasis. Well, Maiden just talked about fighting fire with fire. I guess we are right back to that. Ulysses is gonna be going Ra.
You stole my line, Naka.
Oops.
Insanity in the red, also going Ra. So yeah, like we said on, if you watch previous previous games in this tournament, sometimes Ulysses, you know, you just gotta fight fire with fire. Fight the Khopesh with Khopesh. Fight Kronos with Kronos. Here we go. Speaking of fire, I think it's a bit. I'm looking at Insanity over there on that. He's going. Man, he has a lot of walking time with his villagers. I wonder if this is too much walking time, and he, instead of gathering, and he might fall.
I would call the veto. This forest is absolutely horrendous, man.
Yeah, this could prompt
horrible forest. What is this?
Oh, it could prompt some idle TC time as well. I mean, nothing too bad, I suppose. But yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, there's the idle TC already. Like, this is how bad it is. All those villagers will have to drop off their resources right now if he wants to be able to continue. If he lets them gather, he's down by a villager, man. That's it. Down by a villager. from the very beginning of the game. That's like 100 resources by the time any combat happens, maybe more.
Well, when you only have, I mean, when you only have 7 or 8 villagers on the map, and you're down by one, that's a big portion of your eco. Like 15,
Yep.
17%, something like that, less eco just by having idle TC time. So, you know what they say.
Actually,
Ouch, that had to
it's
hurt.
actually 1.25. Ouch, that had to hurt. I heard that.
Okay, good.
How are you doing that? You're feeding it into your Discord feed. That's awesome.
My turn for a little evil laugh, Naka. Okay, after all, it is only one villager, so who knows? I mean, Ulysses might have, some problems in the future. I don't know. TCs might get taken faster. After all, it is only one villager, and it's not like, I mean, losing one villager in like a Norse mirror where, you're rushing each other or something like that, that's a bigger deal. But a raw mirror, yeah, a villager matters. I bet that's going to be negligible by the time, by the time,
Oh, sure.
by the time things start heating up.
Well, I'm still curious. Is this gonna be a 2TC game? Because Oasis usually works well with it, right? You take this front TC, whichever one is closer to the gold mine, then you'll be relatively safe, even against Kopesh and the like.
Speaking of Kopesh and gold mines, there's, I would say, looking at Ulysses' map, his gold mines are a bit harassable. The secondary ones.
Yeah.
Insanity's in a similar boat, but if you look at his bottom right side TC, I could definitely see a couple of walls going up to protect him. So I think a little bit of an advantage for Insanity with the map. Just a little one though.
Yeah, it's a little bit better defendable. Like, you can build buildings there. Ulysses will have to actively wall to secure these areas. He could actually wall off the middle of the forest area.
Ooh.
It's kind of revealing how far this forest goes, and he's satisfied with what he sees. Brings home some goats.
Okay,
But yeah,
so
prepare for a very peaceful early game, I would say.
Exactly. That's okay. Time to have a chat. Not much going on. Time to have a chat. What do you think? Do you think it's at all possible either of these guys will go Kopesh? But never mind.
Yes.
Is it probable? Of course it's possible. Is it probable?
In Insanity's case, that second TC is just so close, but it's also far away from the gold mine, so I don't think he will grab that. I think he could get the side TC, sorry, instead of going Kopesh right away. But then after that, you could still go Kopesh. It's affordable.
Yeah.
You got rain. Like, you're gonna have so much food. It's not a problem at all to go Kopesh. For Ulysses, I think the big play would be to get a shifting sands on the villagers when they move to the second gold mine.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Because it's still fairly far away from the TC, right? So getting a good surround there could be an absolute massacre.
Ooh. I'm like hyping myself up for sick Kopesh shifting sands attacks, but they're probably gonna go fast. Knowing my luck, it's gonna be a bad
double
turn.
pata.
It is? Oh, that's right. Okay.
Now, the Ra villagers do have one advantage over the others against Kopesh. They can get skin off the rhino, and they are doing it. In fact, Ulysses will be doing it right away as he reaches H2.
He's not taking any chances.
Nope.
Again, fire
Second
with
TC
fire.
coming up for both. It's very surprisingly, Insanity is taking the one that doesn't secure him a gold mine. That could bite him.
Yeah, that's for sure. Let's see how aggressive these guys are gonna go, ultimately. See an armory going up for Insanity right away. Yeah, same thing for Ulysses. I mean, I really don't expect Kopesh to really come out. Maybe it's possible. I think we saw Insanity. What Insanity would do in some of his earlier games, playing Egyptian, 2 TCs, go up heroic, and then whilst going heroic, drop a couple racks and get a couple of Kopesh out. Not a huge army, but just a handful, and that sort of allowed him to attack his enemy, force Shadowfax, forcing him to go defensive, or rather focus on playing defensive, which kind of allowed Insanity to build up Amygdal, take a forward TC, siege, blah 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 blah. So it was kind of a distraction tactic. So I guess we could possibly see something similar to maybe get a good Locust in, something like that. I don't think we'll necessarily see a lot of Kopesh, but I suppose it is possible to see it.
So, quick question. In the Ra Mirror, the other guy reigns for you, right? So you still benefit from that a little less than the other person, but it's still not bad. Ulysses is quite behind in food, however. Do you do your own reign directly after?
I don't know. He might. I mean, like you said, he's very low on food. So looking at
Oh, there it is.
he chooses to do so. I mean, I'd say it depends on how much food you're able to get. How much is it when an enemy uses the percentage boost? Is it 100% or is it 150? Is it 150 when it's an ally using rain, and it's 100% boost when it's an enemy using rain? Is that what it is?
So it's 200% when you're using it, and for everyone else, it's just 100%. Yeah.
Isn't there? There's no.
Doesn't matter if you're an ally or not.
Oh, it's not. Why was I thinking there was an ally bonus? I don't know.
That's trade.
True.
You get more trade from allies.
True. Well. Anyways, I mean, I suppose it kind of depends on how much food you're able to get. Like, halfway up Hathor, by the way. How about Insanity? Halfway up Hathor. So yeah, I guess it was worth it to use his rain right away, get the food. Actually, funny enough, Knock, after all that, he actually ends up with a lot more food compared to Insanity.
That probably has to do with how he had more people on there. Is Insanity also empowering this? Yeah, he was. So I don't know. That's strange to me.
A little.
They've got the same upgrades too.
Okay.
Alright, we got the rock and pistachio drops coming in. Dude, catching this Migdol off guard with a locust would be so sick. Like, I think there's so much value in actually just running around with a handful of Kopesh just to test the water, see what's out there. You catch these kind of guys with Kopesh and locusts, it's a disaster.
Oh yeah, if he's not able to get his Migdal up, and if you already have yours up, you can start harassing, like the gold is forward. That could cause all sorts of problems for Ulysses potentially. Coulda, woulda, shoulda though. Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Absolutely. You never know. Well, also, how do you think Kopesh would do against cavalry? Should be fine, right?
It would counter them because they counter everything. That's a silly
I mean, yeah,
question.
these guys are 120 resources. So you can make 2 Kopesh for 1 camel. I think that's a hard win for the Kopesh. Not pop-wise, though.
Yeah.
Like, once the camels are full pop, it should be fine for the camels.
Well, as exciting as that would be, we're not going to see it, unfortunately. At least not
No, it's just the camels. That's it.
We're still dreaming about Kopesh over here. Oh!
Oh, that's a great locust, but the garrison is good too. The locust was a little bit nerfed on the meta place balance patch, so you get a bit of a chance to react. Don't have to hover over your units.
And thank God for that. I hate.
They're still very damaged after this, by the way. So I mean, you can get in there and follow up with a raid, which we'll probably see at some point. Sanity has a lot of units here, so I do like him hitting now. It's a good timing.
Ulysses has a lot of units as well, but his are kind of spread out around just spread out around a lot. So I much prefer Insanity right here, kind of getting all of his clump together. Maybe going to be able to, take small skirmishes and really deplete Insanity or Ulysses' numbers. So it's a mirror matchup, right? And the smallest of differences make the biggest of differences. Anyways, so Ulysses already up on a 3rd TC and with a 2nd Migdal as well, so I don't think that this army of Insanity is going to do a whole lot, aside from just give line of sight for a good Locust, potentially.
Well, that's a really good place to do the Locust with 15 villagers on that gold mine, so what's Insanity waiting for? It's as good as it's gonna get. Maybe he's waiting for even more villagers. The other gold mine actually happens to be better.
He's a greedy boy. Okay. I don't like this fight really here for Actually, this fight is going fairly well for Insanity, I think. Is it?
Yeah, they're kind of destroying each other, right? But Ulysses does happen to have a little bit more units. His reinforcement distance is better.
Yeah.
And mercenaries, of course. That will end this.
Okay, well, one thing that I really want to see, one thing that I liked from Insanity is that he started his walling down on the bottom. Unfortunately for him, it was stopped by a couple of camels. But I want to see the same thing, Ulysses, trying to stop the market up top. I think corners, aside from taking big fights there in the center, there was no siege. That was kind of a useless fight in my opinion. Instead, I mean, it's it's going to be very difficult for one of these guys to push through an area onto gold or TCs or whatever. So I think the big caveat, crux caveat, whatever the word is, the proper word is, I think the corners are going to be the important part. At least in the shorter term, fighting for corners, trying to wall up corners for trade routes. I think that's going to be pretty important. A little bit more than trying to take a big random fight there in the center of the map like he did.
Speaking of corners, what is the deal with this market for Ulysses? It's so far from the corner. I want to talk to the marketing manager.
God damn it, dude. Your stupid little puns get me every time. You know what, Naka? I gotta up my casting game. I don't have like the meme punny game going. I don't know how you do it. I gotta up my meme game.
I'm sorry. I think this is evil actually, because I'm sure half the chat is rolling their eyes right now, but it is what it is. I'm sorry.
Oh man, it's just.
Anyway, Ulysses is gonna be pushing with Migdals, probably some siege coming up. And wait, is he going mythic? No, that would be crazy. Eventually.
Yeah.
We'll go mythic. Got heavy cavalry right now, so those are some tanky boys.
Indeed.
Raw bonus plus that. That's what, 32% extra health? Very nice. Hey, Insanity still has a Locust. He's still saving the... Both are saving the Shifting Sands.
Hey, you know what? At this point in time, sure, why not? I mean, they're... Whoa, what? Villagers against heavy camels. Okay.
Uh-oh. It's gonna end ugly.
Well, anyways, I mean, I suppose he can, at this point in time, try and save... You can try and save your Locust for, rather than going for a gold mine or something, you can try and save it for something like, I mean, you said Shifting Sands is... They both have saved... Okay. Or...
Hello there.
Or not.
Yeah, I mean, the two together actually are really good. Like,
Yeah.
you can load up siege towers with Kopesh. Again, with the Kopesh, I'm sorry, I know. But you can do that. You can load them up, you can Shifting Sands over, then the villagers try to defeat the siege towers, right? Then you locust them.
Exactly. That gives them an...
And then you eject the Kopesh. Like,
Yeah.
where do they run?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, with Shifting Sands and Locust as a combination, that really opens the door for some really fun little shenanigans, like exactly what you just said. Which could, who knows? It could stop a Mythic Age timing. It could stop a Titan Gate going up. I don't know, something like that. Just give him a little boost. So I don't think that at this point in the game, I don't think that Locust was warranted. I mean, with 3 TCs, you just replace the villagers, in a couple of seconds anyway. There's Horus.
Yeah, man, Ulysses is getting a lot of great kills here and really didn't care about that Locust too much. Lost like 3 villagers, whatever. He's had a better advantage already. Oh, this Pharaoh's gonna get picked up though. But Horse is in. You see a tornado?
I'm not sure where it would be valuable to use a tornado at this point in time, because Ulysses he doesn't quite have, I don't know, there's just not a really good target to follow up with a good push. Speaking of a good push. Heavy chariots with upgrades, full line of copper shields.
Oh, hello there. The tornado's gonna take down the rock. No birds allowed. Avenger does make it though.
Oh, look at the bird flying around, that's so funny.
Wait, it gets a TC as well because there's nothing else next to it really. Well, there was, but it's too far away. Doesn't tank enough. Ulysses still manages to clean up all those chariots, so in the end, it's all not too bad, but behind this, Insanity still has up to 160 population space, making the funny matches markets as well. Gonna have to wall off the rest of this corner. Once the caravans get going, that's gonna be some real nice income.
Exactly. See, that tornado I like a whole lot better because he had units in the face of Ulysses, he had siege in the face of Ulysses, so I think that tornado hurt Ulysses quite a bit. Yeah, I like it. I like Insanity here, man. I like what he's going for corners. He's, you know, getting trade in the bottom corner. He's got some forward siege, etc., through the middle of the map. I like what he's doing here.
And those Avengers are also some really nice additions to the army. But the priests do short work of them. Kind of wish they had an upgrade, man.
I don't. That'd make him too scary. I'm not an Eggy player, man. I don't want that.
I mean, Boxweiger can handle them, right?
Hey, you guys keep
Sort
nerfing
of.
Bogsweiger, Naka, so I'm inclined to say yes, but my mind's telling me yes, but no.
Hey, the meta place mod didn't nerf them yet.
Okay, fine. It's just, you know.
I'm not even sure they should because we're Norse players.
Wait, did you
See a
just
lot-
say they're not the meta plays mod is not nerfing them yet? That was a big yet, Naka.
I've seen some complaints. I don't think it will happen, just because, like I said, there's a complete lack of Norse players. Like, they're not here, they're not performing when they are playing. So why would we do it, you know?
Like what you said before when we were talking about kind of reporting data. There isn't, you know, there isn't data. There's not the Norse players, a lot of Norse players to kind of provide, you know, anything more than just a couple of anecdotal examples of Bogsviker being strong or being weak or whatever. So the data's not quite there in my opinion. Even if, you know, even if people are complaining about it, I don't think there's enough substantial data there to warrant.
Exactly, we'd have to catch the hard numbers in the early stages because that's where the Norse players die at the moment. So what's happening? What matchup is doing this to them? I don't know. We really need good data collection for this.
Indeed. Speaking of data, we got a nice little trade route going down there in the bottom for Insanity, and same thing with
Ooh.
Ulysses up top. I don't understand it. Both players. What's wrong with just putting your market directly against the edge? I don't get it. Why not?
Unfortunately for them, it doesn't matter much. Like 1-2 goal difference, maybe. It's acceptable, you know. But yes, they should. They should do that.
They should do that. Well,
Also, empowering it. Empowering it is huge because you get extra 20% dropped off. Actually, Ra, you get 24% extra resources dropped off. So it's like having 20% extra caravans. Who doesn't want that?
indeed.
Looking at the numbers, we already are talking about 22 caravans. So 20% for that is going to be 4 extra caravans for free. That's 4 population right there.
Nice math. Okay, so having said that, I mean, despite like the, you know, empowerment and the positioning, blah blah blah, despite that, I want Insanity, both players. I think both players need to kind of secure their corners a whole lot more. I want more walls. At least Uli has, you know, another, like, amygdala and whatnot up there. I want more secure trade from both players. So I think either one is too easily harassed.
I do like the catapult play, but while the map is so open, they don't really do that much. So, you know, I'd like to see a few towers, but Insanity is working on it. Maybe they'll even come up. And those camels are sure shredding the mercenary cav. Although at this point, you kind of want to switch to spears. Like the horror spears are kind of this super unit that you don't easily beat with anything else. Add in chariots, and you should have a pretty good time.
For sure. Ooh, speaking of chariots, I don't know if you realize this, but the trio's bow is just kind of hanging out right in the middle of the battlefield. That'd be a nice.
Hello there.
Yeah, that'd be a little extra range for your chariots. That's in an Egyptian mirror. That's definitely valuable. It's not a crazy.
Yeah.
It's not broken or anything, but. Oh.
Ulysses had enough of this push. Get rid of the Migdal. Maybe even the siege works at the back if the tornado behaves. No? No, I don't want to go there. But Migdal is down anyway. Get the relic! You almost got it!
So close!
Never mind. What's the other relic, by the way? Insanity got it earlier. It's the villager movement speed.
Nice. Well, okay. Ulysses did get the mercenary upgrade, by the way, so those little guys are going to be. Yeah, he got it right before the tornado killed his TC back however many minutes ago. So as long as, you know, his gold, he's still floating a teensy bit of gold, so, you know, at this point in time, trade routes, gold amount, you know, mercenaries, that's going to be the name of the game, I think. Especially fighting.
Yeah, so it would seem that's why you really want those horror spears, because they've wrecked the Merc Cav.
Yeah.
Makes them a really inefficient option there. But yeah, the priest empowering is now working on Ulysses' market too.
Yeah.
And dropping off extra 15%, I believe, from the priest.
Okay.
Insanity does not have this. Caravan count is now up to 34 versus 39. I think Insanity has too many, but he's preparing a catapult rock drop somewhere. Where is the rock?
How do you know?
I see a rock, I see free catapults.
Oh.
They're emerging. It's at between his TCs.
There it is, yeah. Ooh, okay, so rock drops could definitely change things. Okay, so again...
You haven't seen these in a long time.
speaking of that, and speaking of you and rock drops and everything, let's see how his garrison micro, how speedy his garrison micro is with the catapult shooting.
Oh, I stopped hyping that up. Nobody does it.
It's broken, bro. Well, okay, so I mean, having said that, this is when I say I want, you know, both players to really secure their trade routes. If you just pop over there to Ulysses, he has one market. So boom, drop your daily hoppers, take out the market. Boom, you've, you know, at least temporarily stopped his trade route. That's why, I mean, they're free markets. Just build 10 of them, build, you know, 5 of them, however many, just a line of them, whatever.
No, you're exactly correct. There's all this space. It should be full of markets.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna see Secrets of the Titans beginning for both players at the same time.
Wow.
Oh, wait a second. He's flying over the Migdal. That's gonna be an ouchie. There's also a priest ready to receive the rock. Insanity, are we looking?
Ready to receive the rock.
He's flying over the priest. Ulysses isn't looking. He's got, however, a little bit of a shifting stance, and the Veils are going to build a Migdal stronghold. Whoa.
Perks there in defense, which is nice. I'm not sure if the MiG will go up if he targets those Veils fast enough.
So priest was not able to kill the rock after all. Villagers not high enough in number here to force up the Migdal, I don't think. Mercs are gonna just go after them. Even the kitchen knife fight is helping out. Migdal doesn't go down. Mass repair on the market. And the rock drop continues.
There we go. Yeah.
Insanity is shooting the one that's researching secrets of the Titans, by the way. There's no repair. Oh man. There's no animation reset either.
Ooh.
See, never expected. It's not gonna happen in these tournaments.
Haha.
It's not banned or anything. But people don't do it.
Dude, that.
It does take 100% of your attention. Like, there's other things to do as well.
Not when you have auto queue.
No, I mean, like, there's all this fighting to do and to micro.
I know. He gets the TC after all. He gets the TC after all. Very nice. And the Migdal goes up on the bottom side, which is nice for Ulysses.
Very. And both players are probably gonna slap down their Titan gates. All the catapults have been killed by villager shanks. That should not have happened.
Yeah.
Imagine if those are alive, then the rock can just fly into the main and destroy that Titan gate while it's coming up. But no, in fact, the priest is gonna kill the rock. So yeah, Ulysses is off to a really good start here, although he's only on 2 TCs.
I think we might see a shift here by Insanity to...
Oh my goodness, the priest alone, sorry, the spears alone would have been enough, but the catapults are gonna finish this off. Whoa. One more volley and that's that.
There we go.
Dude, Ulysses is in so freaking much trouble. He's used his shifting sands.
Yeah. Dude,
Oh my god.
that was the first thing I thought of. As soon as he used, because Ulysses used his shifting sands to build the Migdal over on the bottom side, blah blah blah, but he used it like seconds after both of them started researching Secrets of the Titans. So I don't know, it felt like a little bit of a waste right after. I don't know, you'd think that like boom, oh Titan, hello, shifting sands, yes. So that ultimately, there we go, 66% by Insanity.
Yeah, very nicely done. I do think Insanity has too many caravans now. 47. It's pushing it. His gold is just going up despite the constant murking. So it's probably a good idea to chill about that a little bit. Maybe take some people off gold. Okay, he just finished the gold mine. Don't put them back. They can get the Titan gate up in the corner or something. Yeah, he just finished the research. I think he canceled it at some point.
Yeah.
That took a long time.
Yeah, when I looked at it a couple seconds ago, it was at 66, so he must have canceled it. Because he started it basically at the same time as Ulysses initially.
Yeah, probably best to not make any more catapults unless it's for a rock drop. The trade has been re-established by Ulysses. Oh my god, that's so many caravans.
Yeah. Well, okay, I mean, you kept talking about Horus Spears. We don't see any of the Horus upgrades for either player, no?
No, but it's like, there's no need for champion cavalry. Like, you don't have to get all these cavalry upgrades. After heavy, you just go for Horus Spears. It doesn't matter. Camel, outdated unit now. Population-wise, the champion spear with the Horus upgrade, it's 2 pop, doing essentially the same job.
Yeah. In my opinion, a much better job. Those things are little devils,
Yeah.
man. Those things are devils. I don't know, with this...
Yeah, for sure. There's just a lot of cost savings to them as well.
Exactly.
More efficient with health.
Well, do you think this Titan is going to be enough to end the game?
I'm not sure how you stop it as Egypt, man. Like,
Well, as Ra.
you don't even have Son of Osiris. You don't have
Yeah.
Nephthys priests.
Yeah.
You can make some siege towers. Because each of the arrows does 1 damage, but it's like you're paying 400 resources for a 300 health unit, and then you're gonna face the spearman. So, yeah, that's rough. It's really the mercs that can do something, I think, and mass buildings.
Yeah, I agree. In addition to that, you know, since Titans do take up a little bit of population, it is possible. I mean, if you see down on the bottom side, Ulysses is pushing into that corner. So, I mean, that's fine if he gets a Titan, but if he loses his trade route, he hasn't lost it just yet. But, you know, just the fact that Ulysses is really focusing quite a bit on this trade route, which I think is good. If he loses a trade route but has a Titan, that could still spell trouble for Insanity. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. I mean, he destroyed the wall. He's sneaking through a villager right now, but there's mercs. Zed is constantly making mercs because he's got overly high amounts of trade caravans. He can afford it. These mercs are never gonna stop now.
Nope. I don't know. Maybe Ulysses can. Well, he's not really floating a lot of resources. He's on. How many caravans does he have? Ulysses has 47 and 66 villagers.
It's the same.
Yeah, but
yeah, he didn't move on with his caravans yet. Sorry, with the market. So you're currently bringing back 78 gold, unempowered, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus the 110 of insanity. So that's where the difference comes from.
Wow. Man, well, I was gonna say it's possible Ulysses can like start spamming a bunch of buildings and towers, just preparing for the Titan. Excuse me, but I mean, his gold income is so messed up. Like if you look at that mass of caravans, he gets like just 2,000 gold at one time, or 1,000, or whatever it is, just like all at one spurt instead of a consistent income. I've always that's really awkward, I think. And like you mentioned, it not being empowered. I think he really needs to fix his trade route to get a little bit more of a consistent income that's empowered, of course.
He's still double pumping caravans because he feels he doesn't have enough, but all it takes is just deleting this one market and it's good after that. It takes a while to fix it, and like you said, it's really awkward with the timing of it, right?
Yeah.
It's actually awful. Because the way it's naturally supposed to go is you got a constant stream of caravans because they are made in regular intervals, right? So your income is supposed to be quite smooth, but when your market is destroyed, all of them that is, that smoothness is interrupted, and it really hurts the way you play the game.
When you suddenly have 2k, and then you suddenly have 0, and then suddenly 2k, and then suddenly have 0,
Exactly.
It's so awkward.
Well, Titan's out.
Yeah, let's see what he's gonna do with it. Where do you think he should send it? I guess just straight to a town center, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Like, look, all these siege towers have been lost as well, so Ulysses could have had 5 siege towers against the Titan. That would have been very useful. But this thing's stats are absolutely bonkers. It can do whatever it wants. Go to the TC, go to the market area. Actually smacking up the market and walling it off would be such a good play right now, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, would it be valuable to go to a TC where he has towers and mercs and priests, oh my? Or would it be better to go secure a corner and then go to a TC? I don't know. I think both are viable, for sure. Titan is such a high value unit right now. Both is probably fine. Either, rather.
Taking a lot of damage from the priest and the siege tower. Bet Ulysses regrets not having the other siege towers anymore. But anyway, Champion Spearman is in for Insanity. He's also got Spear on the horizon, so the stats are starting to align.
Nice. Oh, gee.
Oh my god, he's starting a wander.
Not a big surprise there. Not a big... In fact, you know, this is maybe the perfect time for a wonder, because right now Ulysses has to worry about a Titan, not a you know, starting to build a wonder. So I think this is perfect timing.
Funny thing is, he almost has the resources himself. If this Titan wasn't here, we'd be off to a wonder race, but no, the Titan has better plans. Gonna slap the villagers here, probably.
Slap him! Slap him!
Step on them. Nope, never mind. We never get to see that. Like, I've never had any wonder game that I got to cast where wonder actually came up. Never.
Are you serious?
Not once. I am dead serious. Every tournament, people just resign.
You know, in this specific game, you can't really fault Ulysses. The wonder's going up.
Oh, no.
The TC's staying down. Bills are going to be dying. Blah, blah, blah. You can't fault him, but yeah, man. I really think that shifting sands play that kind of screwed him over, because that meant that Insanity had essentially a free Titan Gate to build. Wow.
What's up, everybody? We are back, and this is gonna be the last game of the series, one way or the other. Ulysses, the previous season's champion, is down against the rope, guys. This is rough. Zeus is gonna be his pick. He knows he can trust it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Going to his reliable Zeus, right? Well, to try and beat the reliable Zeus, we got Fushi, or Nuwa, sorry, not Fushi. We got Nuwa. For Insanity over here in the red. Okay. Nuwa against Zeus. I don't know what to think.
So we can expect a lot of raiding again with the Scout Cav. There's a timing push in the early game that you can do, whether it's through barrage or whether it's through call to arms doesn't much matter. The outcome is usually fairly similar in terms of power levels.
Yeah.
And this is a fairly high hunt map, so whoever controls the middle is gonna have a really good time. Look at that. Double elephant, tons of giraffes. There might be another set of double elephants, by the way. Just don't see them yet. Oh, there they are. On the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Relics are the Ring of Nibelung. And the other one is the Fetters of Fenrir, so nothing too crazy here.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what to expect here. I'm not sure what to expect.
We do have safe gold mines, so at least nothing crazy is about to go down. And yeah, we've got Insanity moving forward a bit, getting the meat from the giraffes early on. Oh my god, we might see a villager fight. They're right opposite of each other. As soon as Insanity finds out, he has access to recreation here. The villagers could be respawned. So I think it's a really good move for Nuwa to go for the kitchen knife fight. Just take an equal amount of units or one more. In fact, just take all of these 8 villagers, leave one behind for the food. The rest can rally. And you know, you can do the kitchen knife fight. Then restore your villagers. It does look like, however, Insanity will be ahead in timings anyway. Like, his advance time should be super quick here, despite making an immortal. Like, this is bonkers. So good. Immediately ages up through Chang'e. So, yeah, we might still see the kitchen knife fight, but it's gonna be much delayed if so. And probably not happening, to be honest. Like, Insanity also does like his fairly stable playstyle. He doesn't want to risk it in the last match here, although it will be hella entertaining. Gonna pick up the Ring of the Nibelung for the free gold instead. And we'll be taking it home. We should probably see additional immortals after this. The good news for our Chinese player is that they can throw down the production buildings right here and then work on the elephants right away. Okay, Ring of the Nibelung is put down. Question in the chat, what's the map? This is Savannah. Chang'e is in. Are we gonna see barrage right away? Nope. It's just gonna be the Scout Cav. But they're quickly getting slapped by the villagers. That said, Insanity does secure himself the elephants, but we're gonna see Immortals and the Shilin coming in, and the Scout Cav. Still no barrage. Not gonna use it for this. I'm waiting for the bigger fights. And we're gonna see an Athena pick. That's usually really good. Restoration on a bunch of Toxotes, and Hippicons is usually a very good response here. You're gonna see also Odysseus coming out. There's also a stable. 4 Academy as usual. I guess Insanity will be doing a mix of things. Not committing too hard here. This is peppering one of the immortals. Health is getting fairly low there. Scoutcap trying to run around. This is actually taking quite a lot of damage. I mean, 4 Immortals is a lot better than 1 Odysseus. That's something that anybody in the chat could have guessed. Sorry for pointing it out, I guess. Jason is gonna be picked off, apparently. We've got a lot more Scoutcap coming in, too. Diving right into the Toxotes. Not sure what the Shilin is doing up here, but probably going after possible hunters. I mean, there were baboons there. But it doesn't look to me like Ulysses is gonna go there. The biggest play for China right now was that they denied the hunt to our Greek player. You're gonna have to pick berries, eat chickens, get the herdables. It's not very nice for them. Main's back, hello.
Hi, sorry, I just realized that Insanity is eating elephants right in front of Ulysses' face.
Yeah, Giga Chad.
Holy smokes.
100% Giga Chad. Holy, here comes the barrage. Oh my god, it's still eating all the Toxotes. Is this Ulysses' tournament life right there? Oh my goodness. The Scoutcaps need just 1 poke. The Immortals could actually stop the Toxotes.
Wow.
Well, restoration will be available, and I'm starting to think it's gonna be necessary.
Oh, for sure. How many goats does he have left over? He has like 2 goats in his base for food. After that, what does he do for food?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Insanity was already looking at the freaking baboons up north and found nothing there. He's gonna go again. He knows exactly what's happening here.
Wow.
Economically, he's putting Ulysses in a really tough position. There's halberdiers now as well for the Cav. Some of them are going down. Dude, Ulysses losing all the weak units. He's definitely against the ropes here.
Yeah, to say the least. 53 pop to 80, man. Holy smokes. It's a good thing that that gold mine, his starting gold mine, is in the back of his base. Otherwise, Insanity would be able to put an insane amount of pressure. I did it! Was that a pun?
Because he's Insanity. I see.
Did I do it? Did I do the thing? I did a thing.
You did it.
I did a thing.
Success.
Yay. Thank you.
Okay, the elephants are gone, so where is Insanity going next? I mean, there are a bunch of giraffes still left over, as well as baboons. Go for the monkeys.
Monkey King. Speaking of monkeys, Ulysses is actually going for the monkeys up top, man.
Oh, and you know what? Speaking of restoration, Insanity has restoration at home. It's the Shrilin's death. All he needs to do is delete it, and his army will be restored.
Indeed.
But he's following around the scout cap, so that's also an answer to this.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, okay. I suppose what can Ulysses do? Like, he's trying to go raid a little bit. I guess that's a good idea to try and take the pressure off of him, but man, his eco is making me nervous, to say the least.
Yeah, really, all Insanity needs to do is, I think with some reinforcing units and the villagers, he can actually just fight this and use recreation to get the vills back.
True.
TC fire even. Typicals are not gonna dive this, no way. That would be a mistake. One of them actually goes down, another one is super weak already.
Yeah.
Yeah, Insanity knows he needs to just huddle, stay close to the TC and stick around. We've got medium halberdiers and Chokunu, so all the War Academy units are upgraded. And the Scout Cav are gonna find the hunters. What now, Ulysses? This has still not been a solution. He's trying to come home with the Cav. Are there enough units?
Well, the thing is, like, it's one thing to take monkeys as a food source. Like, I eat monkeys all the time as a food source when I play AOM.
It's important you specify that it's when you're playing AOM.
Well, but it's one thing to eat the monkeys. It's another thing to eat monkeys with 11 villagers, man. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Well, Ulysses did get in his counter raid after all.
Ooh.
So there's gonna be a handful of dead vills. Some of them are coming back. So don't panic just yet, everybody. 3 of them are back.
Hacks.
So 5 of them were killed. That means 2 of them are permanently dead.
That are permanently dead. Opposed to temporarily dead.
Yes, I'm trying to be precise. I'm like 25% German, so.
Well, okay, so Naka, Ulysses is starting to get a pretty good-looking army here. He's up at 108 population, and he has restoration. So, okay, fine. His economy is, you know, sketchy to say the least, but taking a fight with restoration could be good, and we see Insanity just moving over to gold.
This is his moment, man. Certainly right now would be a good restoration, I think. But the more units he loses, the worse it gets. There it is.
Okay.
Oh, that was great, actually. Look at this. Insanity now down to 95 population military-wise. He's actually down 12 population right now. This is Ulysses. It's time to strike for sure. Keep going.
It is 12 minutes into the game, so you know that gold mine has expired. He should be. Does he have a scout left over? It doesn't look like it. He should be looking for that gold instead of awkward fights. I don't. Although having said that, Naka, I don't know if you noticed, Insanity is halfway up through Hebo.
Is he now? Oh my goodness. You know what that can do? The geysers can absolutely delete this army.
Yeah, exactly. So that might keep him alive, at least on that, you know, regarding that gold mine.
Yeah, man, and he's got secret villagers everywhere. Like, we've got some berry pickers, we've got some gold miners, we've got some tree choppers, and oh, wait a second, there's a minotaur there. Whoops.
We actually have chicken eaters.
Chicken eaters.
Yes.
Well, all that said, you know that God power is still up, and you can hurt Vales with that. So putting that on the gold mine with these cav around, that could be really good. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! The scout cav just got wrecked. Ulysses really catching them off guard there.
Dude, he's down to 60 pop, man. Where is his army? Where's his eco?
No eco. This is a problem of Insanities. I'm not even sure what's going on. Like, he's not been producing vills since Heroic. He's making some Immortals now. And, you know, in the Heroic Age, you can make 6 Immortals, I believe. So, that's a lot of downtime if you auto-queues that.
Wow. This is a huge opportunity. The thing, I think it's insane that Ulysses is not going over to that gold mine, dude. He just checked that left side gold mine with the Tox, or, you know, looked at it. He's taken a TC. Bro, he's up to 52 villagers compared to 32. Ulysses is looking just fine right now.
Yeah, that after that restoration, everything has been fine. By the way, the War Salamander is still garrisoned for whatever reason. That would have been helpful.
I suppose there still is the Geyser God Power to help him survive for a little bit longer, but still, Insanity. Just purely looking at the villager numbers, 54 to 33, the economy has completely flip-flopped. Now Yuli is the one with the fairly solid economy, and Insanity is sketchy, dude.
No, I completely agree. Insanity's only chance to come back now is God Powers. So, you know, the Geyser can definitely delete the entire army. It can also delete the villagers. So, hitting this spot with the gold mine and the woodcutters around there, that's the place. But you gotta have the army there too.
I suppose maybe I just saw the mounted archers coming out. I suppose he could, with Hebo or the Geyser God Power, maybe some, you know, an interesting mix of units. With the mounted archers, for example, maybe some cataphracts as well, depending on, probably not, but I don't know, maybe since he's in Heroic, maybe he can take some decent fights. Maybe Ulysses will struggle knowing what to make as a unit composition against the mounted archers. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of how Insanity can stay in this game.
Yeah, well, his gold mine has gotten raided just now, so here are all the Hippicons, and they're causing trouble. There's a lot of them too, so the one mounted archer definitely can't handle this.
Indeed. You're very brave when you're something something.
Okay, here's a chance. Ulysses has his entire eco here, basically.
Holy crap, dude.
He run.
Geyser, geyser, no? No?
The problem is, half the Ulysses' army is getting distracted by some reinforcing units, and they're not chasing this raid group. Maybe the gold star is still possible though.
Possibly, yeah.
Ulysses is without gold, and he's not in the heroic age. Geyser is getting used, but on the army, oh, this is such a tiny army too. And the villain raiding continues. Ulysses now up doubled villagers of insanity. This might be the end.
Wow.
Geyser did not give him the value he needed.
Yuli is a little low on military numbers, however. It was a small military force that was destroyed by a geyser, but there isn't a lot left over for Ulysses. Maybe Insanity has a chance to put the pressure on immediately before Yuli gets another army going, but... And it's actually possible. Look at this over on the gold mine. It's possible, I think.
Yeah, if he can gold starve now, this is the play. But Ulysses has so many villagers, he can just secure one gold mine somehow. That's all he needs. We got long distance gold mining on the other side, by the way, from Insanity, so he's not gonna have any gold anytime soon. Just a little bit he has in the bank. Yeah, good job securing these areas, you know, like...
Yeah.
Ulysses had everything under control until just now. Insanity keeping things interesting for sure.
He's keeping us on our
But the
toes.
villagers are pumping.
I mean, yes. Look at the villager numbers now. I mean, the one saving grace for Insanity is that it seems like he has the military numbers advantage, at least for now. But he just doesn't have the eco to back it up. He can barely produce anything, man.
Yeah, so it would seem. Now going after the other gold mine as well, though. What can Ulysses produce? He can make Minotaurs.
He can.
He's got a lot of people in favor. He could. It's legit.
He's actually maybe seriously. He might actually be legitimately going for that. More raids by Ulysses. Look at the hips on the gold mine. Super sick. More dead vills, man. More dead vills. Tons of dead vills, even. Holy smokes. So many dude, this is the whole gold mining operation of Insanity.
Whoa.
22 gold.
He's trying to do the same to Ulysses, but it's just coming through so much slower. And the villagers are kind of fighting back too.
It's worth it now.
Absolute massacre on both sides, but Insanity now on 20 villagers.
Holy crap, dude.
How can he ever make this?
I think that Insanity has more military units than he does villagers.
I think he does. You're absolutely correct, actually.
Here comes the Minotaur, baby. You were right about making minnows. That's actually a really good idea.
Hell yeah. Only costing food here in favor. It's easy to gather.
2 Minotaurs out, man. Nice.
And they're causing problems for the Immortals because they're gonna have to chase after these units while the Toxotes are peppering them with arrows.
I think that Insanity...
So much tanking.
Well, yes, and I think those minnows were huge. Insanity just lost a lot of military there. He's down to 57 pop, 59. He's got another gold operation going, but I think Ulysses is stabilized enough. I think that he's looking very good in this game now, which is a huge surprise. And there we go.
Exactly, Ulysses could have done whatever he wanted from here. And, you know, Insanity knows this. Ulysses takes the bronze round, 3-2, but man, that was a close game. So very well done for both players. And thanks for playing in this entire season of tournaments. It's great to see you guys fight it out to the bitter end. Or sweet end. I mean, everybody gets money here.
It depends on who you're rooting for.
Yeah.
Bittersweet end. Well, congratulations to Ulysses for at least staying on the podium. He's not in the first or second place this time, but he manages to get third place, so very nice. By the
Yeah,
skin
maybe next
of
time.
his teeth. Holy smokes.
That's had to be stressful. So
Cha.
take a holiday. We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.